بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلق الله أجمعين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه إلى يوم الدين. مرحبا مشاهدينا الكرام في ساعة جديدة من ساعات هذا البرنامج الرائع، درس على الهواء، وساعة مخصصة لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية الأساسية لطلبة الصف الثاني عشر. متمنين لكم كذا مشاهدة رائعة موفقة لجميع طلبتنا الأعزاء. وكما تعودنا طلبتنا الرائعين أن نبدأ مقدمة بسيطة كذا باللغة العربية، وبعدها نسترسل باللغة الإنجليزية. فلنذهب إلى المقدمة باللغة الإنجليزية. السلام عليكم. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, and dear all grade 12 students in the Sultanates. Welcome you all in the new English language hour. Today we're going to shed the light on one of the new units, and we are going to continue what the previous teachers have done to you. If we move directly on before we move direct to the presentation, I would like to make sure that you are making sure you have your notebook, course book, workbook, and pencils, pens, whatever, very near to you to follow up with me. So if we move directly to the presentation, you can find that this theme is the theme 3, unit 3, and the title of this theme is Be Prepared. So be ready. Even this one is describing you as Omani people. You have to be prepared for what? So the first question, what things we have to be prepared for? What are the things? You have to ask yourself a question. Then why do we have to be prepared? Why we have to be prepared? So these are the questions you might ask yourself before going through the unit. As we have mentioned to you when we were teaching you before, that one of the things which will help you to understand the reading, to understand the text, you have to expect and predict the topic's meaning as well. So be prepared. What kind of things we have to prepare, why, and how can we prepare ourselves? So all of these questions are helping you to know the topic, to know also what's going to be about this unit. So if we move direct to the objectives of this lesson, we can find that this lesson, especially unit 3, and always unit 3, focus on vocabulary. Yes. So one of the objectives of this lesson is expanding students' knowledge of vocabulary associated with natural disasters. So not any vocabs. So today the vocabs that we are going to have related to natural disaster, and hope of course you are safe as usual. And we are going to discuss this issue, of course, if not happen in Oman. Maybe some of them were happen in Oman, but most of them won't happen here. But anyway, we'll try to discuss the vocabulary associated with natural disaster. Of course, everyone knowing natural and disaster is karitha. So what kind of natural disaster? Natural means from the nature, min al-tabi'a. So human being is not a part of these disasters. So the main part of this disaster is the natural itself. So we are talking about the disasters when it comes from the sea, disasters when it comes from the rain, the disaster comes from the earth itself, the earth when it's shake. Also we are talking about the disaster when it comes from volcano or whatever. So if you are ready to go through, we're gonna go right now with the revision, then we'll move to the unit that we have. Of course, the previous teachers have taught you theme 3, unit 1 and unit 2. Unit 1 was about healthy living. So how do you live in a healthy way? And you have discussed something related to health and safety, and health as a noun, safety as a noun. And as usual, I'm asking you to derive these words to adjectives, adverb, whatever. So since you have nouns, try to derive them to adjectives. So health as a noun, healthy as adjective, safety as a noun, safe as adjective. Why do we do that? As we said again and again, these kind of things are is one of the way which help you guys to expand the amount of vocabulary that you have. So today you have 100 words in your mind, tomorrow inshallah 110, next week 150. So try to increase the amount of words. The question is so common: how can we learn new vocabs? You can learn it from part of speech, you can learn it from meaning. So especially these topics are really full of meanings, not necessarily the meanings or the words that the designers have focused on, but there are so many words are embedded inside the text. Try to take them out, try to use them. So healthy living, and if you can see that the top tip with the yellow box was thinking about a topic. This is also related to the thing that we have started about. You have to think about the topic. What does it mean? So if you are thinking about the topic and what does it mean, this way will make it very easy to you to understand what is behind the topic, which is the text itself. So the text was about healthy living, was about some tips to stay healthy: food, exercise, physical exercise, and whatever. So this is unit 1. Unit 2, as usual, unit 2 is grammar. But this unit mix grammar and also some safety instructions. So how to stay safe in your home, the place that you are living in, with your friends, or family, or whatever. So you can see 6 pictures showing some kinds of risky situations. We have to avoid these kind of things. For example, a baby with electricity switch, which is really dangerous. He might die because of that reason. B, the medicines, we have to put them away or out of reach, so babies and small age children can't reach them. So also benefits. So it's not only studying the grammar, but also benefits to our life. The grammar that you have studied, which is this one, is infinitives and gerunds. How to use infinitives, verbs, and gerund verbs. The infinitive verb is the basic verb, الفعل المجرد, without any additional letters, without tenses, and without anything. Also the gerunds, when do we bring the verb with ing? I advise my students that this grammar rule is one of the recommended one to them, because sometimes students are using only one verb in the sentence. So this rule will open the door for you to use 2 verbs in one sentence. But we do have a rule. How can we use 2 verbs in a sentence? We do have a rule. So the first one infinitive, the second one gerund. Also, we don't have to put verb ing most of the time. So the rule that we have it here is really helpful. So try to focus as well. If you haven't reached that unit in your school, so try to pay attention to your teacher when he is explaining this rule. As I said, it's really beneficial and for future purposes. So unit 1, unit 2, today inshallah we are in unit 3 of theme 3, and the title is Be Prepared. And I hope you are prepared right now for this session. So let's go to the questions that we have. We'll try to discuss them. We'll try to allow you, inshallah, to speak with your teacher when you have the lesson in the schools. If we go to the first question, is Oman prone to natural disaster? If so, what kind? So do you think Oman has the risk of natural disaster? If you are saying yes, give me examples. If you are saying no, so tell me why. So of course, Oman has the experience of having the risk of natural disaster, and the example that we do have in Oman, which was in 2007, Cyclone Gonu, when hit Oman at that time, and the disaster left after the cyclone was really massive. The government tried its best also to return things to its normal. People lose their homes, and lots of things have been destroyed at that time. So 2007 was the year when Cyclone Gonu hit Oman, was the year when we were preparing ourselves to such natural disaster. So at that year, the government people understand that they are prone to natural disaster. This is one example. Let's see other examples later on. The second question, how can people prepare for a flood and a cyclone? So before answering this question, as students, you have to understand, what does a flood mean? A flood means what? So you have to understand it. Then a cyclone means what? If you don't understand these both words, you can't answer the question. So a flood, I know that you have a dictionary now next to you. So if you open and look up these words in your dictionary, so go to F section, you will find a flood, and I'm sure that you will find the meaning of a flood, which is what? Heavy. Yes, it's a huge amount of water, where did this water come from? A huge amount of water from heavy rain, heavy rain. So it's not a normal wadi, a wadi that we used to have it when rain comes. But this is a flood. A flood comes when there is a heavy rain. So a huge amount of water from heavy rain, and this flood cover large area. Unfortunately, large area. Don't say this is not a flood, not a wadi way or a wadi lane. So a flood doesn't know the lanes of wadi. It covers the areas which is having the heavy rain. So this is dangerous as well. Sometimes floods surrounds homes, like we can see in the pictures here. Look, this is the flood. Look, all this water covering large area, and also surrounded people, cars. People can't go out of their homes. This is a flood when it comes with heavy rain. So we used to have these kind of floods with cyclones. So we do have experience as well with cyclone Vet and whatever cyclone hit Salala 2 years before. A cyclone, what does it mean? If you look up at the word in your dictionary, C section or letter C section, you will find three words means cyclone. Cyclone as well comes with tropical storm and heavy rain. So cyclone, when it comes to an area, it comes with tropical storm and heavy rain. Also, what can we say? Strong winds, riyah, sometimes 200 to 250 kilometer per hour. So we are talking about something massive, something dangerous, something can make disaster at the area where the wind goes through. So cyclone means tropical storm. It comes with heavy rain and strong wind. So this is cyclone. Later on, we'll try to differentiate. We do have as well 3 terms means cyclone. What do we call cyclone? What do we call, for example, typhoon? What do we call it? A hurricane, for example. All of them are having the same meaning, but later on, inshallah, we'll try to differentiate between them. The last question, do you think scientists will ever be able to prevent natural disasters? So this question especially, let's focus on the keywords. So we have scientists will be able to prevent natural disaster. Why not? Do you think people will know about natural disaster a time ahead? So for example, before we are not talking about cyclone, but we are talking, of course, cyclone. Why do we know something about cyclone? Because sometimes it is far from us, 300 or 400, 500 kilometers from the ground. That's why we know when this cyclone or when this natural disaster will hit this area, because scientists are calculating how far and how long will it take, and also they have some other factors, for example the weather, the wind, humidity sometimes, okay, as well the wind directions. So all of these factors are calculated, and they tell us this cyclone or this natural disaster will hit us on that time. So but can they predict when will it happen, so the time of this natural disaster start? So this is the question. If you say yes, also you have to tell us why. If you are saying no, also you have to tell us why. For example, if there is an earthquake, can scientists predict an earthquake will happen tomorrow? This is a question. Can scientists predict that the volcano will be erupting tomorrow? This is also a question. All of these are questions you have to ask in the class. Try to discuss with your teacher. The objective of this question is how to talk to your teacher. Try to defend your opinion. Try also to bring things that you have studied from science, physics, chemistry, and biology to these things, and try to participate. So scientists, to prevent, I think it's really difficult to prevent, but sometimes they have very short time to announce that there is something happen, for example, and we have to be careful. But they are calculating the factors and telling us after it happened, just to take or to be ready before the natural disaster. So all of these are open to discuss with your classmates, with your teacher in the classroom. I really like such questions in the classroom because it's opened the door for students to answer and tell us their opinions, ideas about this thing. If we go to task 2, read the list of natural disasters. So we have list of natural disasters. We have mentioned only Gonu cyclone, which hit Oman, because we don't have other experience. But let's see other disaster in the book. Check the meanings in your dictionary. Of course, you do have a dictionary next to you, but if not, the teacher here will try to explain some of them. Then answer the questions underneath. Write the letters to the boxes. Good. Let's go one by one. And as we said, if you are looking forward to increase and expand the amount of vocabulary that you have to have a dictionary. You have to have a list of new words, also a list of definitions. Also, never mind, you can use your mother language, which is Arabic, and add the meanings to the list that you have, or to the table that we learn to have it when we have vocabulary. I do have one here. We'll show it to you inshallah later on. The first one, A, hurricane. Hurricane means also cyclone. We'll try to explain later what is the difference between them. Flood, as we said, flood means what? Means here, because of heavy rain, we do have large amount of water, or huge amount of water. Because of heavy rain, cover more, or the areas around the houses. So this is flood, large amount of water, and which is bigger than wadi, of course. Avalanche, cyclone, we have explained that. We are gonna leave hurricane, cyclone till the end to explain what's the difference between them. Avalanche means what? Avalanche means is the falling ice and rock. In here al-Jalidi, of course, we don't have this one in Oman. So the falling of ice and the rock, it happens in Antarctica and in some areas which have ice, of course, and the snowing area in the world. Typhoon also will leave it till end of this task to explain the difference between the three. Tsunami, I know that most of you have heard of tsunami, and also most of you they know the meaning. It's tsunami from the news and from the disaster that they have seen from the news. So a tsunami is a large wave, we can say large wave, because of earthquake in the ocean or in the in the sea. So when earthquake happen in the ocean, the impact of this earthquake as tsunami. Tsunami means large waves which goes back to the ground. So, and it's really dangerous. We don't have it here in Oman, but in other countries we can see some warnings at the beach. So people should be careful when the wave level increase. So you have to leave the beach if the wave level increase. So tsunami is large waves. Tornado as well. Tornado is a storm which has strong wind. Earthquake, we can say here earthquake, we don't have it alhamdulillah in Oman, but sometimes we are hearing that earthquake happen very near to Oman, for example in very near to Masandam, very near to the Gulf Arabian and also Arabian Sea. So all of these earthquake we might know that this is an earthquake, but we don't know that there is earthquake unless the TV or the radio are telling us. So the earthquake is when the earth shake. When the earth shake, also the earth has lots of levels, so sometimes levels of the earth are shaking, so the result of shaking is earthquake, and which is really dangerous. So imagine that the ground under you are shaking, are moving, and you don't know when that one will stop. And we do have volcanic eruption, الانبعاثات البركانية, and we don't have it here in Oman. Anyway, let's go back to hurricane, cyclone, and typhoon. So we have cyclone, and the second one we have hurricane, the last one we have typhoon. So as I have searched for these three words long time before, because some students are asking what's the difference between hurricane, cyclone, and typhoon. The meanings are the same, because they are these three of them are coming with heavy rain, come with strong wind, and also with a large amount of water comes of heavy rain. So what are the difference between them? What I've found so far, and of course you can consult your science teacher or geographic teacher, they might more familiar of these. So cyclone happen in the Indian Ocean. When it happened to Indian Ocean, they call it cyclone. When it happened, when this tropical storm start in the Indian Ocean, they call it cyclone. But hurricane, when the tropical storm start in the Atlantic Ocean, we are talking about America. So lots of tropical storms near America, they call it hurricane when it hit the area there. Typhoon, yes, we heard that one in Japan, China, whatever. Typhoon when it happens in the Pacific Ocean. So this is what I've reached till now, and as you said, you can consult your geographic team, but just to make it clear to you what are the difference between them, cyclone, hurricane, and typhoon. We have two questions here. In which natural disaster is there a strong wind? Which one? Which of these disasters are having a strong wind? We can say A, hurricane, okay, C as well, cyclone, E, typhoon, and the last one, which is G, tornado. Very good. The second question, which two disasters would be unlikely to happen in Oman? Two disasters, we can't expect them to happen in Oman at least recently. Why is this? So which one do you think? A flood, it happens in Oman. Avalanche, as we have said, avalanche, avalanche that we have mentioned, the falling ice and rock. So uh, uh, we don't have snowing season, at least in Oman. We don't have ice mountains in Oman, so we can say D won't happen in Oman recently. Typhoon, tsunami, tornado, earthquake, volcanic eruption. So volcanic eruption, we don't have انبعاثات حمم بركانية here. Even we don't have a volcano in Oman. So D and I. So all of these in task 1, just discussion. We are trying to take the input from your knowledge and talk to you in the classroom. So what do we do here? It's not only a normal task. We have discussed the natural disaster. Also we have make a definitions of many terms and words here in this task. So it's not a normal task. It's a task which encourage you to talk and to explore the new words that you have. Also to know the natural disasters happen in the world. Okay. This is reading. So as you know, this is long reading text. We might have it in 400 words. It will. It's talking about Cyclone Gonu. Take a minute to think of Cyclone Gonu. Take a minute and say when did it happen? For example, ask yourself, do you know when did it happen? Or ask yourself, how old how old were you at that time when Gonu hit Oman? And talk to your friend or try to think of the disaster happened after cyclone. So try to talk to yourself, try to talk to your classmate as well. So try to read the text and try to figure out what is the text is telling you. Also to understand more and to answer the questions, I always advise my students to go to the questions first. These are the questions in task 4. So read the questions, which will allow you guys to understand what are you going to read and also to understand what are you going to be asked about. So look, we have 6 words and also we have 6 definitions, ta'arif. So what are the words? Torrential, destruction, emergency, infrastructure, waste and restored. Students who don't have dictionaries, if you have a dictionary you will know it right now, but if you don't have dictionary you have to learn something called how to predict the meaning. How to predict the meaning. So why do you think it's in the book? The designers have mentioned the paragraph of this. So this definition or this word you will find in paragraph 1, then 2, then 3. Why do you think? Because the designers are asking you to predict, توقع, what is the meaning of these words. So torrential, destruction, emerging infrastructure, waste and restored. What we are going to do next, we are going to go to the text. We have 6 words in our minds. We will try, when we read, we will try to underline these words to allow us know the meaning. How can we know the meaning? We have to read before the word and after the word, which will make it easier to us to understand at least what does it mean, or make it closer, if not direct answer or direct meaning, closer to the meaning. So if we go to the text very quickly, sometimes cyclones come to Oman in 2007. A powerful, look to the adjective that we have, powerful cyclone. So it's not a normal cyclone, it's powerful, guys. Cyclone formed in the west of the Indian Ocean and rich Oman. So look, cyclone and then Indian Ocean, which support the information that I brought. Rich Oman on 5th June. This cyclone, known as Cyclone Gonu, took Oman by surprise. It brought wind speeds of over 130 km per hour. Torrential rain. So this is the first word. Look, torrential rain. Do you think that a cyclone like Gonu come with 130 kilometer comes with normal rain, less amount of rain, or huge amount of rain? Put it that way. For example, torrential rain is one of the words. If you remember torrential here, paragraph number 1, torrential rain and high water. So what does that mean? It make it closer to you. Torrential means something what? Something heavy, large amount. So put that in your mind. It's not the right meaning, but very close to that one. Cause enormous destruction. So this is the second one, destruction. So look, this is destruction, paragraph 1, which is number 2, destruction to land and people. So Gonu caused enormous destruction. So do you think Gonu, when it comes, make what? Make good or bad things? Of course, destruction means negative side of Gonu, to land and to people. So destruction, put that in your mind, that something massive happened to the land, something massive or something happened to people, houses, cars, and whatever. According to official sources, estimated cost of damage was between 1 to 1.5 billion. We are talking about 1.5 billion. This is the damage cost in Oman. So we have two words right now. We do have torrential, destruction. We'll try to have one more. I'm gonna leave as well the rest for you in 2 minutes. So immediately after Cyclone June, the government began providing emergency. This is the third way, providing emergency aid to those people who had been worst affected, especially those who had lost their homes. So emergency. Government start giving or start providing emergency aid. They have emergency plan to help people who get, for example, their home damaged. So what does that mean, emergency? We have cyclone happening today. The day after, government provide emergency for those who in need. So emergency, put that also on in your mind. Who had been worse? Only over 200 already built were made available. Additional help was brought by government agencies such as the Ministry of Social, as well as the charitable organization, charitable or Oman charitable organization. This is charitable Jamia Khairiyya. The Royal Oman Police ROP, with the help of other organizations, rescued many people from flooded wadis and the rooftop house. They are rebuilt roads, repaired the infrastructure here. So they reopened roads, repaired the infrastructure. So we have roads, then infrastructure repaired, islah infrastructure. So repaired what? We are talking about roads, infrastructure, things, for example, more important to people. So also put that in your mind. The Omani public, especially young people and university students, made great efforts to help with clean up operation and assist those in need. About 280 tons of 80,000 tons of waste were collected and removed waste. We are talking about waste. If you remember, waste is the fifth word which we are looking for. Anyway, this is the fifth one were collected. So 280,000 ton of waste. So do you think 280,000 after cleaning, of course, after cleaning, 280,000 ton of waste. So waste means what, guys? Papers, means cars, but that also in your mind. Thanks to the close cooperation between the government and the public, of course, people they start to be volunteers at that time. People from around the sultanates try to give a hand, try to help, try to clean up, try to have massive efforts to help also other people in need. The government and the public, much of the damage was successfully repaired within 10 days, which is really a massive job has been done. Services telecom were restored. This is the last word. Services and telecommunications were restored in many areas, and traffic was soon back. So what does that mean? Services restored, telecommunication restored. So it means something bad happened to them, then they try to fix it. Yes, so try to bring them back to to work. So this is the meaning of restored, had been also we have another one restored here to clarify the meaning. So this is the first step. For these questions we have to look for the words and read the text. From the text itself we have to find the words, try to read before the word. How that will help, because in the task itself we have the words, the definitions, and the words, sorry, and we have the definitions. So now the definitions here will help us to know the meanings. So now we will know from the words that we have which definition for which word, because we have read the text, we have found the words, and we tried our best to know the meaning. Good. Let's go. The first one. So these are the words. We have read the words. Now let's go to the definitions to make it easier to know the words. The first one, basic feature essential to a can, such as roads and electricity. Basic. Which from these words are the basics for the government or for the countries? Roads and electricity are examples. Can we say waste? Cross. The words that you think it's not correct, cross them, guys. So infrastructure, yes, it's infrastructure. Infrastructure means bunya tahtiya, like roads, electricity, schools, hospitals, lots of things related, even telecommunications, whatever things related to infrastructure, it's bunya tahtiya. Okay. B, boring down in a way fast, strong, away. انسكاب الماء here, boring down in a very fast, strong way. Which one from these? We talked about something, we described rain there, if you remember, in paragraph 1, was torrential rain, which is number 1. C, return to its formal situation. Returned to its formal situation. If you remember, maybe before Ramadan, I've explained things related to suffixes. And we said that the suffixes and prefixes, sorry. And we said that the prefix re means to do it again. Which one here is restored? So it should be restored. إعادة بناء or إعادة تهيئة. So restored is number 6. So these kind of definitions have helped us to know the words associated to these definitions. From where? From the reading text that we have read. D, the result of something have been destroyed. The result after the destroying, after the natural disaster, what happened? It is the destruction, which is number 2. Before the last, unexpected and dangerous situation. Unexpected and dangerous situation, which is number 3, emergency, طوارئ or حالة طارئة. If unwanted substances or rubbish, we still have one word, which is waste, number 5. So as we said, how to predict the meaning of the words? Now you can answer. How? By read. So how to? By reading the text. Read the text, and what else? Find the word. Find the words. Then when you find the word, read after and before the word and the word. So some students will ask me, teacher, what if we read 10 sentences after the words? Don't read 10 sentences, guys. Try to read 1 or 2 sentences, and then after the 1 to 2 sentences, and sometimes within the same sentence you will find the meaning. So read the text, find the words. Definitions here are really helpful, which might support you as well in these terms. And learning a new vocabulary, I do like the top tip that I have here. When learning a new vocabulary, it's not enough to write down words in your exercise book. Make efforts to practice words. So practice the words as well. Set your goal of learning. So for example, do it to yourself. Make a word of the day. Every day. make a word of the day. For example, today's a word is for example tornado. Tornado. Try to practice it with your student. Try to ask your teacher, I've read something about tornado. Ask your friend, do you know the meaning of tornado? Try all your day, try to occupy your language, English language, with the word tornado. Another day, another word. So this is also very helpful. If we move to workbook now, workbook page 34, page 34. So this is also, this activity is helpful to learn a new vocabulary. So look how many vocabs we have. We have 12 here, 12 words, 12 vocabs. Some of them you know them, some of them you don't know. Okay, so what do we have to do? We are going to have a listening after a while. This listening will be about something about the weather and about something related to natural disaster. So try to figure out which more likely in the talk, not in the talk, possible in the talk. Try to read them all. Speed camera, do you think likely in the talk? No. Lifeguard might be yes, lifeguard, so we can write here A. Weather condition, no. Overflowing, we can say yes, it is A. Accident, maybe we'll leave it to something else. Seat belt, no. Traffic flash floods, yes, A. Rescue, no, but driving instructor, no. Dangerous, no. Also drown, which is A. Now, what is your job when you go back home or in the schools? Try to have something unlikely to talk and possible to talk. Let's go directly to the listening that we have. The listening that we have here in task 2, we are going to listen for a track. This track, try to figure out the words which are missing, and the guy will try to say it directly. We have from 1 to 8. I will try my best also to write after it. So if you're ready, let's do the listening right now. So we'll do the listening, yes.
Theme 3. Listening 3.3.1.
Good afternoon. Today, I'm going to talk about a topic of growing concern in Oman: water safety. Every year, people die from accidents in the water, and many of these are children. Therefore, it's important for children to learn to swim from an early age. An accident can happen in just seconds, and it takes only minutes to drown. If children can swim, it can save their lives. In Oman, there are 3 main areas where water-related accidents happen: in the sea, in swimming pools, and in wadis. All these places can be very dangerous for children. However, schools can help educate children about water safety, and swimming lessons should be part of the school curriculum. If you're at a swimming pool, you should always pay attention to the lifeguard and follow his instructions. People often get into trouble because they don't realize that the swimming pool is not the same depth all over and slopes quickly from shallow to deep water. When you're out and about in Oman, either at the beach or in the wadis, you should keep a close eye on weather conditions because they can change very rapidly. Keep alert at all times, and if you see storm clouds gathering, be very careful. If there is a sudden downpour, it can cause flash floods. Most importantly, never attempt to cross a wadi which is overflowing after heavy rain.
Yes, very good, guys. Look how easy it was. So I tried my best to follow the track and write the answers. Not only the answers, you will notice that I was underlining where the track was. So this is the listening, and I tried my best also to keep you updated when the answers goes out of his mouth. So the last task we have is task 4. We still have 4 minutes before we end this session, and just to let you know that task 3 of this unit, task 3 is page 35 from workbook, is cancelled. So task 3 page 35 from workbook is cancelled as we have got the plan of teaching and the scheme work that we do have. So the puzzle here, we do have a puzzle which I like. Most of the students like it because they are refreshing their minds they are trying to bring the vocabs that they have. The vocab from unit 1, 2, 3. It's not only from unit 3, so from unit 1, 2, 3, good refreshment. So we have cross means like this, down means like that. Okay, the first word, shaking of the earth. Shaking of the earth, start with E, which, yeah, E, earth. No, sorry, it's only one letter, press a box, earth, quick. Earthquake, shake of there. This is also beneficial, you have to understand. An aerobic sport, which is cycling. We do have the answer is cycling. Blow ups like a volcano, which is erupts. Number 4, danger or risk, which is hazard. This is the beginning of the unit. Return to its former state, which is restored. It's restored, but here needed restored because of ed here. Heavy rain can cause these, which is floods. And the last one, advantage, which is benefit. This exercise is good for spelling, good for refreshing as well. So a natural disaster is what? Is typhoon. This is the word that we are looking for. The last one is, this is the suggested table for you. The words, put the word here, the words that you have explored so far, that you would like to keep them in your mind, the words, definition, and here the meaning. You can write the meaning even in L1, which is Arab and more helpful. By this suggested table, we have reached to our last minute of this session. It was really fast and quickly, and we, of course, other teachers will continue inshallah next week, and hope you the best. هنا نصل إلى نهاية برنامج درس على الهواء، ونلتقيكم غدا بإذن الله.
الثقافة والفنون مقياس حضارة